Do you want to sound like a native speaker when you speak English? Have you ever noticed how native speakers sound a little different when they speak? They choose different words, they make different sounds, and you watch the videos, you listen to the podcasts, and you try to repeat. But when you try to repeat what they say, you don't exactly sound like a native speaker. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you about 10 words or phrases that you can use that will make you sound more like a native speaker. These are things that they actually say. And I know that because I'm a native speaker and I walk outside, I see people, and they say these things. So I'm telling you the truth here, straight from the source. And in this video, you're going to learn these 10 phrases and words that native speakers really say so that you can practice them and you can sound more like a native speaker yourself. Let's go. By the way, my name's Christopher Huntley. I'm the founder of chrisamericos.com, where you can practice speaking English with professional native teachers all day, every day. Just go to the link under the video and start speaking now. The first phrase that will make you sound like a native speaker is one that maybe you've heard before, but you weren't really sure how to use it. And it's a very common, very familiar situation when you meet someone and you say, "Hi, how are you?" And they say, "I'm fine, thanks, how are you?" And a lot of English learners just say the same things again and again, and they never learn that there are other ways to say these greetings. And how are you is just one very easy, sometimes formal way to greet someone. You could also say,
How's it going?
"How's it going?" Or
How are you doing?
"How are you doing?" But probably the most native sounding phrase is "What's up?"
What's up?
And a lot of people get confused when they hear "what's up" because it sounds like it's a question. I mean, it is a question. What's up? And the correct answer is not the ceiling or the sky, right? That's a joke answer that you can say. But usually when someone says "what's up," you just say nothing. What's up with you? So you just say "what's up?" and then "what's up?" again. That's a greeting. So it's not really a question that someone wants you to answer. It's more just like saying hi. So next time when you're in an informal situation with friends and people who are the same age as you, then you might say, "What's up?" And that means hi, basically. Now, you don't want to use this when you're speaking in formal situations, not to people who work in the government or your boss or your teacher. Depends on your relationship. But when you use "what's up," it's for informal situations. The next phrase is actually a combination of words that are put together and said very quickly. And then now we have a special phrase for this. And a lot of people like to talk about their plans. When you're speaking to native speakers, they might ask you about your plans. "Hey, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow?" And you might be listening to what they're saying and you know what they're trying to ask you, but what are those words that they really said? They said, "What are you gonna do tomorrow?" What are you gonna? What is gonna? That's not really a word. If you try to look it up in the dictionary, you will not find it because it's not a dictionary word. Gonna is just a combination of going to. And when native speakers speak quickly, they use gonna and it sounds very fast. And so you can say, "What are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow?" You can even use it with the verb to go, like,
Where are you gonna go?
"Where are you going to go?" And native speakers use this all the time. So I know you've heard it and you've maybe seen people write it before, but using this phrase will make you sound more like a native speaker. All right, the next situation is a common one, again, where someone says "thank you" to you, and what do you say back to them? They say "thank you," and you say "you're welcome," right? That's what you learned at school, that's what the books taught you, but there are other ways that you can answer too. My favorite is
No problem.
"no problem," or you can also say
Don't worry about it.
"don't worry about it." But there's another phrase that will really make you sound like a native speaker. You can say "no worries."
No worries.
It's a combination of "don't worry about it" and "no problem." So you get both of them together. No worries. Thank you. No worries. Don't worry about it. Forget it. No problem. The next one is when you are talking to someone and you need to make a decision, but you don't want to make a decision. You want the other person to decide. So instead of saying, you decide, you can say, it's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. Hey, what do you want to do tonight? Should we go to a restaurant or should we go to a bar? I don't care. It's up to you. So when we tell someone that it is up to them to decide, what that means is that it's their choice, it's their decision, it's their responsibility to decide. They have the power to decide. And right now, I'm going to ask you, who's watching this video, to make a decision. You see, if you like watching videos like this, it's very easy to click the like button, click the subscribe button, and to leave a comment down below, and that will help us put out more and more videos like this. But here's the thing, I cannot subscribe to this channel for you. It's up to you to do it. Now let's go to the next phrase that makes you sound more like a native speaker. When someone asks how you're doing, how are you? You can say, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm all right, not too bad. Right? There's a lot of things that you can say. But one phrase that will make you sound like a native speaker is, I can't complain.
I can't complain, can't complain.
Yeah, when you ask someone, how are you doing? Or how are you? They can answer, I can't complain. And this means that things are okay, so-so, all right. It means they have nothing bad to complain about. So try saying it yourself. Say, I can't complain. And let's be honest, if you're watching this YouTube video right now, then your life is pretty good. So you don't have anything to complain about, right? How are you doing? Can't complain. Okay, let's go to the next phrase. This is in a situation where somebody does something very well. They do a good job. They do it the right way. They get all the questions and answers correct. Instead of saying good job or you did well, you can say you nailed it.
You nailed it.
When somebody nails something, it means they did it exactly right. They did it the right way. They did a good job. So the next time your native speaker friend does something very well, you can say, you nailed it. Or if you come to the meetups with me where I do live calls and answer people's questions live, then you can ask me a question. And when I give you the answer, you can say, thanks, Chris, you nailed it. And then I'll give you a virtual high five. But now let's go to the next situation. And this is a situation that I see all the time. And it happens all the time. And maybe you've been in this situation before too. Somebody is planning an event. Let's say that they're having a party and they're telling you about the party. And then they say, Chris, do you want to come? And I could be boring and not sound like a native speaker. And I could say, yes, I will join you. That's what your English sounds like if you learn from robots. That guy will not be fun at the party. Instead, you want to sound like a native speaker and you want to say, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in means I'm going to do it. I will join you. I will do it. I will be there. And your friend might even ask you with that question. They might say, we're having a party tomorrow. Are you in? And you can say, yeah, I'm in. Or you could even say, count me in. Great. Now let's move to the next phrase. Sometimes you need people to wait, right? Sometimes people go too fast. Sometimes people leave when you're not finished and you need to say, wait. But is there a better way, a more native way to say this? Well, you could also say, hang on. Hang on means wait. And you can also say, hold on. And you might also hear some people say, hold up. And all of these phrases mean wait. So you might hear a native speaker say,
can you hang on a second?
Can you hang on a second? Can you wait for a second? And let me check real quick. Hang on. Yes, that is a native sounding phrase. All right, let's go to the next word, which is kind of a phrase, but kind of a word. And it's very similar to one that we already talked about today. We talked about gonna, which means going to, but there's another one that we need to talk about, which is gotta, which means got a or got to. Now, this one is a little tricky because we need to understand that there's a phrase, have got to. And this means the same as have to. Like if we said, I have got to go, then this means the same as I have to go. But native speakers have shortened this even more. It can't even get any shorter. Instead of saying I have to go or I have got to go, you can just say I gotta go.
I gotta go.
That's right. Native speakers sound like that. They leave out words and they have these special phrases and everyone just understands what they're saying. How does that work? Well, when someone says, I gotta go, everyone understands that they're saying, I have got to go. They don't say all the words, but the whole idea is there. So the next time you need to leave the party or you need to exit, instead of saying, I must go home now, you should say,
I gotta go. See you later.
I gotta go. See you later. And now we've gotta go to the last phrase that makes you sound like a native speaker. And here I'm gonna give you a bonus. There's actually two. Imagine the situation where somebody says something to you. Maybe it's a compliment or something nice. Or maybe they just say something simple like, nice to meet you. What do you say back to them? Most people say, nice to meet you too. But there are other ways to say it. What if they say, I really like your shirt? And what do you say? I like your shirt too? You can say that, but there are other ways to say this too. Instead, you can use the word likewise. Yeah, the word likewise means the same back to you. So a person says, nice to meet you, and you can say, likewise. Instead of saying, nice to meet you too, or saying likewise, which is also cool, you could say, right back at you. Yeah, right back at you. Right back at you.
Good luck. Right back at you.
And this means the same back to you. So they say, nice to meet you, Chris. And I say, right back at you. So now you know a lot of different phrases that native speakers use, and you can start to use them so that you sound more like a native speaker when you speak English. But you know the fastest way to sound like a native speaker and be completely fluent in English? The fastest way is to practice with professional native teachers every day. And that's what you can do in our English Everyday Speaking Practice platform. It's the #1 speaking practice platform on the planet. And I know you're going to love it because it's going to make you fluent faster than anything else. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure you use these phrases that you've learned in this video today. I gotta go. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.